Welcome back, welcome back. It's your man Doc Love here with some more single black dating tips. Today, we're going to talk about discernment and courage and the role that they both play in relationships and dating. We're also going to talk about courage and how it may be the secret ingredient in preventing harmful and painful relationships. And lastly, I'm going to share my personal story of how my lack of discernment and courage caused infidelity in a past relationship of mine. So let's get it. Discernment is a very important trait to have. It allows you to uncover things that may not be seen as readily on the surface. When you meet someone, especially in the beginning of dating, of course, that person is going to tell you all the things they want you to know. But what we do understand and know that it may be some things that they leave out that may be important for us to know, that they may not want us to know. What we have inside of us is something that allows you to be able to hear or sense a signal that lets you know that something may not quite be right in this situation. And maybe we need to take a little bit more time to analyze this before moving forward. Being able to have discernment is very important when you're dating and when you're in relationships. Sometimes when these people are not telling you everything, and you do need to know that, you have to use discernment to be able to figure out what it is that you need to know for yourself so that you can protect yourself, or you can make sure that you're making the best decision for yourself moving forward. So let's just say you meet someone and you all are getting along pretty well, but after a few weeks, something kind of happens and you're not getting the same vibe from this person. It seems the vibe has changed, or things are not progressing in the way that you want them to. You're saying, okay, what's going on? What is this? So let's just say you're going to go through the process, of course, of trying to ask questions. See if it's something that you're missing or something that you're just misconstruing, which honestly speaking, you don't want to get anything wrong when there's nothing wrong. Well, the person may tell you, hey, everything's fine. I have this going on. I have that going on, or other things. And you're going to take that information and say, okay, let me trust that. But let's just say after doing that, you go on a little bit longer and realize that that feeling is still there. You're still feeling this signal. You're still seeing flags come up that's alarming to you. And so you're feeling like, I need to make a decision here because something is not quite right. This is where discernment is very important, because it can allow you to get to the answers that you need so that you can know what to do to move forward from this point. We have to understand that energy that you're feeling, that vibrational energy not being in alignment, is a signal that something may be going on or something is amiss that is happening in this relationship. Okay, so now you're at a place where your discernment is saying to you, there's something that's not right here. Your warning signal inside is going off, alerts are going off, and flags are coming up, and you just know that even though I don't have any evidence, anything concrete that I can point to, something is telling me something is just not right with the situation. So what's the next move? And as I said, we're talking about two things here, so we have to go to the next step when we're talking about this, and that's courage. Courage is something that is very important to have, but oftentimes it is something you have to develop, and you really have to have faith in using. In being able to discern that something is wrong, that's very important and very key. But the question is, do you have the courage to act upon it? Do you have the courage to be able to say, I need to make a decision on this, and I need to stand on that decision, even if you have no evidence or no proof of anything being wrong? Think about it. You have this person telling you everything's all right. They're even explaining to you why it is that the discrepancies that you're feeling are happening. But you still know that inside you're discerning that something isn't right. That's where true courage comes in. You have to have faith in your internal warning system. If there's something inside of us that's telling us hey, slow down, or maybe not even move forward with this relationship, there's a reason for that. If you ignore your internal warning system at that point, or you allow someone to talk you out of the fact that you know this and you feel this so strongly, and you allow them to make you believe to ignore it, it's no big deal, I'm telling you everything's okay, then what happens is you lose faith in your internal warning system as the relationship progresses, as you move forward in that relationship. Let's just say later on your internal warning system is waving bigger flags, and the alarms and the alerts are louder and more pronounced, but you've already passed that point of trusting it. And so now you're going to question whether this is even accurate. And then of course, once you confer with them, they're going to tell you, oh, there you go again, I told you everything is good. And then of course the warning signs get more glaring, the flags are waving faster and higher, and the alarms are going off louder. And the sad part about this is when we stop trusting our internal alarm system, it really gets to a point to where the situation gets so bad that it's obvious by the time it gets to the breaking point that something is really wrong. I mean, that's when we get into a point of infidelity, or getting to a point of abuse, or getting to the point of something major happening. But this is why it was so important for us to trust our internal warning system when it was giving us the first alerts. That's why courage, having the courage to not just discern that something is wrong, but having the courage to make that decision, to make that call, to say, hey, we're not going to move forward. Our internal warning system said, this is what we need to stop. This needs to end right now. Having the courage to do that could be the secret ingredient to avoiding a lot of hurtful and painful relationships. But we have to have the courage to stand on it. We have to have the courage to do it. I was in a relationship at some point where I wished I had listened to my internal warning system. For me, it's a very personal story because I still see it as if it was yesterday. And I remember dating someone that I found, very attractive, and I was very much into her at that point in time, and the relationship was going well. And I'm driving down the street, and all of a sudden, I just hear something that says, listen, date this person for one more month, then end the relationship. And in my mind, I'm like, whoa, what? What was that? Because I'm like, hey, this relationship is going well. We've been going great for the last 3 months. Everything is good. I'm not going to do that. I'm having a great time with her. And I heard the same voice, calm, smooth, say again, hey, date this person for one more month, then end the relationship. And then at that time, I'm like, whoa, okay. I don't know what this is. I'm freaking out, but hey, I'm cool. I like what I'm doing. I'm enjoying her. I don't know what this is, but I'm okay. But I wish I had listened. As it was, I ignored that message. I ignored the signal. I ignored the warning. And the relationship proceeded on. But things started changing. I started noticing different things happening, different events. It wouldn't be noticeable all at once, but then there would be an event that's just didn't make sense. It was unexplainable. And then when I ask about it, I'm like, what's going on? Why is this? And, it's no big deal. It's nothing. Everything's fine. And then we had one major event that I basically just said to this person, hey, we don't have to be in a relationship. This can end. And it was like, no, what are you saying? I love the relationship. I love what we're doing. I love, and assuring me that everything was cool. Everything was all right. I'm overreacting. Everything is good. But inside, everything was going crazy. Just really like something is off, totally off. But at that point, I didn't listen to the warning system back when it was talking to me before. So now, why listen to it now? I made my decision. And my decision was to trust her. As it were, information came out and I learned that this person was having an affair with someone else. And the crazy part about it was, and of course I didn't know this at the time, but the crazy part about it was, it started about 1 month, or precisely at the time that warning system told me to break up with her. That message that I got that day basically was telling me that if you end the relationship when I tell you to, you won't have to go through what you will have to go through if you stay in it. But I didn't listen. So I'm saying this to say, in dating and in relationships, we're given something that allows us, not all the time, but even if it allows us to bypass hurtful and painful, disappointing relationships most of the time. How wonderful is that? To know that you have the ability to discern something, and then the ability to have the courage to speak on it and make a decision and stand on that decision. That's a beautiful thing to have. Develop discernment, develop courage. I promise it will help you to prevent a lot of bad relationships, which means it's going to help you in being able to understand and discern good relationships. There'll be fewer warning signs. There'll be fewer flags. And in the best relationships, there really won't be any. So that's the relationship tip I want to share with you today. It's very personal for me, but hopefully you can get a lot from it. As I said, like and subscribe. Stay with this channel. We're going to give a bunch of good information like this, and we're going to keep it going. Please comment. Let us know if we're doing this thing right, if we're saying the things that you want to hear, if we're telling you the information that is beneficial to you. And if not, let us know so we can go ahead and address the issues that you would like to address. Again, like and subscribe. Keep watching my videos, and we're going to keep making them.